กดตรงไหนนะ
กดอัดให้
โอเคมันจะอัดเองเลยใช่ไหมjust press start recording okay this is all those questions if you read this file and you're supposed to answer from this one okay for those who not making any conclusion here please please submit. It should be okay. I will changing the submitting date. Okay, let's edit assignment. Let's finish until tomorrow. Okay, let's say tomorrow 24th and before noon. PM. Okay, you can submit again by tomorrow's noon tomorrow. Okay, and try to make a conclusion from this question. Okay. We're gonna continue what we have learned last week. Okay, let's see. Let me just cover what we have learned last week. Okay, just quickly. We learned the definition of traffic volume. These two parameters very important, AADT and ADT. Okay, this is the unit is vehicle per day. Okay, including both direction. Okay, you learn that what does mean the demand and capacity. And one lane capacity is supposed to be maximum is 2,000 vehicle passenger car per hour. Okay, today we're going to learn what does mean passenger car. Okay, PC. Rather than we used to say that vehicles per hour, right? Now we're going to say the passenger car per hour. What does it mean passenger car? We talk again today. Talk later today. Okay, this one related to the location that not represent the demand. If you go on the road and counting the traffic volume, and if you count and the volume you get is not represent the demand, these two situations could be the representative of the data you get that not represent the demand. Okay, this is explanation. Okay, you should be able to explain these three graphs. Maybe I would ask this kind of graph in the exam question. What happened for this one? For those demand is over capacity, what can happen? Okay, it will generate the queues. The length of the queue getting longer. Okay, and this is the capacity that the facility, road, toll plaza, or whatever that can handle reasonably number. Okay, we talked this one already, and we also talking about how we use this kind of data. Okay, how can we use applied annual volume? It's one like 10 million vehicle per year. What we use this number with what we use for. Okay, this explanation and what we use for the ADT is vehicle per day. Okay, we're not going to use this one for design intersection. We're not going to use this one to design number of lanes. Okay, we use this volume to represent this kind of information. Okay, and PR volume. This is the one we use for design the intersection, traffic light, number of lane or something like this. We're gonna handle. We use this number to handle. We design the facility to handle this volume. Okay, during the peak period. If we can handle during the peak period, of course, during the off peak should be fine. Okay. So this one in one day we have 24 hours, right? But which are we going to use as representative to be as a design? What is the peak period? What is the peak hour? Which hour of the day? Can anyone give me an example? Which hour of the day we should use as a representative for design purpose?
5 โมงครับ
5 โมงอะไรครับ5 โมง5 โมงเย็นหรือเปล่า5 โมงเช้า in the morning
5 โมงเย็นครับ
5 โมงเย็น peak hour how about in the morning
8 โมงเช้า
one said
7 โมง 8 โมงครับ
yes someone said 7 o'clock but on Monday or on Tuesday Wednesday Thursday Friday or Saturday
Monday
วันจันทร์ครับ
วันจันทร์ why you use that one it's a lot of traffic
คนมาจากส่วนมากบางทีจะมาจากต่างจังหวัดแล้วเข้าในเมืองป่ะครับ
That's right. That is a not normal traffic. Normally, Monday morning and Friday afternoon is the traffic volume. If you want to count and represent the demand, normal demand or normal traffic, we're not gonna count during the morning, Monday morning or afternoon, Friday afternoon. We're not gonna count that number because it's not the normal. It's not representative of the average traffic demand on that road. Okay, that is the peak. But it's right. It's Monday is quite high and Friday afternoon is quite high. But which week of the year, or which week of the month, or which month of the year you're going to use as representative? Because 1 year we have 12 months, and we have 365 days. It have a lot of many weeks. So if you see on the folder, we have that Excel file, right? I haven't downloaded yet. Normally the peak volume, okay, that we're going to use for design. We're going to start the traffic volume whole year. If you have the traffic volume every hour, let's say every hour, in 1 year, how many hours do we have in 1 year? In 1 year, how many hours do we have? In 1 year. Anyone can?
1,410
Are you sure? Just only 1,000? How many hours?
8,400 ป่ะครับ
8,760
8,700
8,700 8,000
60
okay. Suppose you have the traffic detector and you keep counting every hour, okay? You know every hour, you know traffic volume every hour on one certain load. And you keep sorting from maximum, okay, until minimum. If you open the Excel file I'm posting, you're gonna see that 8,760 hours, okay, of traffic volume from every day and 365 days. So you will have those number, okay? I got this number from some certain traffic volume counting, okay, on certain road. And if you copy and paste on another column and sort, okay, from maximum to minimum, okay, you will see which hour of the year that is maximum number of traffic flow during the year, okay? So normally when we design, we're going to use the ranking number 30, okay? This is not percentile, okay? This is ranking number 30. Number 30. Normally we consider them with 30 to 50, okay, for design purpose. Of course, if it's traffic jam, it could be, but we use this one, the ranking number 30th. This is the maximum for design purpose, okay, for design purpose. We call design RV volume, DHV. We call DHV, okay, design RV volume. We call DHV, design RV volume. Okay, we talk about this one later, okay? But just keep in mind that normally we're gonna use this number. On today, we're gonna talk about design RV volume as well. We're talking about classify traffic volume, we short-term counts, and we do intersection count, okay? Intersection count is different from mid-block count, okay? We have another one, is mid-block count and intersection count. You should understand what are the difference between mid-block and intersection count, okay? Another one is cordon count. Cordon is you're counting something like the coast area, like the Bangkok or some Thammasat University. You want to know, keep a certain count every entrance and exit. That is cordon count. And skin line, gave you the example of the Chapanja River counting all the vehicles across the bridge. Okay, this this river can be considering as a skin line counting. Okay, it's not doesn't have to be natural river or something like this. Can be man-made one. It's right a railway or even use an imaginary line. Okay, like this is a map of Thailand. Sometimes they do the skin line counting. Okay, on this go to northern part, and this is skin line representative of the the vehicle go to northeast something or eastern part of Thailand. These skin lines can be representative of those who go to the southern part of Thailand. It can be any skin line count, imaginary line. I talk about the manual counts. What is the good benefit? Okay. What is the good advantage and disadvantage of the manual count? And another one is mechanical counting. Okay, this mechanical counting have different technology. Okay, other than the loop detector, that is some kind of the oldest one and give very precise and very good. The data come from loop detector is quite correct compared to the other new technology, but it have pro and con. Okay, this is our detector technology considered to be two groups. The first one is intrusive. Okay, the reason we call intrusive because it disturbs the pavement. Okay, need to be cut something like that, cut the pavement and put something inside to make a magnetic field. That's why we call intrusive. Another version is non-intrusive one. There's several non-intrusive. Nowadays we state-of-the-art detector, we also use most of them are non-intrusive one. This can be microwave, infrared, ultrasonics, acoustic, CCTV or something like this. On top is one very inductive loop. Okay, just go and read this one. This is an example of the cutting the rope. Okay, this is the old-fashioned style in Australia or in US. They put a lot of traffic detector along the highway or freeway. Yeah, this is the example that they installing the traffic detector on the freeway, almost every 500 meters. And the next one is just quickly cover what we learned last week. Okay, this is video image processing. Okay, they have two different versions. This one. That's why we call image processing because they're checking the pixels. To check the pixels or pixel of the picture from the area that you can draw the area from the monitor. Okay, this is the example. Virtual, we call this one a virtual loop. Okay, this one. When the vehicle comes to this area, they're counting the changing of the pixels. When the pixel changing, they keep counting. This is the vehicle coming. Okay, this is quite good because they can monitor the speed of the vehicle as well. But this is old-fashioned style. Yeah, we call this one is a tip line. We call this system as a tip line. Tip line VIP system. Yeah, we call this one is a tip line VIP system. This is what we call the first generation. Okay. And the next one is closed loop tagging. I should be able to describe what are the difference between closed loop tagging and tip line system. This is pro and cons of the mechanics advantage and what is the disadvantage. That's what we learned last week. Up until the speed study. Okay, we talk about the speed study, and now today we have the radar gun. We can counting. Thammasat University also have the radar gun with Ajahn. We have a good radar gun, and Kasetsat University also have a good one. Okay, we can study the traffic. Normally, it's why we do have to study the traffic. So we want to know what people feeling. How do they feel with the geometry, with the number of lanes, the big of the road, this geometry, how fast they want to drive when there are no vehicle in front of them. We want to know. Like when no vehicles, we post speed 90 kilometers per hour. But this is the law, okay? But the people maybe feel, oh, this is quite big road. I want to drive maybe faster than the speed limit. That's why we want to know. And we can solve later as an engineer. What should we do with them? Make them, follow the law. Goals, use speed under the speed limit. What I'm talking about, this is distribution. We can see the distribution of the speed by plotting the graph like this, histogram. But another good cumulative one, what we're going to consider as the speed limit, we're plotting the percentile, okay? What does mean percentile? Should be able to answer. What does mean percentile? Maybe I should be asked. Some of you, what does mean percentile? Let me check. Let's see. Today is the 5th lecture. What does mean percentile, okay? If you can see from here, if we're sorting the data, it doesn't matter how many vehicles you count, okay? Let's say you count 200 vehicles. You should be convert them to be 100%, okay? And then we keep plotting the graph like the homework I gave you. And this graph representative something. Let's say that this point, 85th one, okay? 85th percentile. We draw the line and hit the graph and go down, okay? Let's say 55 miles per hour. 1 mile per hour. What does this mean? At 85th percentile, we reach 55 miles per hour. What does it mean?
85% ของรถทั้งหมดขับช้ากว่า55ไมล์ครับ
85%ทั้งหมด85%หรือเท่ากับนะครับ
85หรือเท่ากับครับผม
ขอบคุณครับคนที่ตอบเดี๋ยวบอกชื่ออีกทีนะครับอาจารย์ให้คะแนนชื่ออะไรนะครับ
ชื่อกันพิเศษครับผม
กันพิเศษครับเอากันพิเศษคนแรกเลยนะครับ it's good okay it's just representative for 85% is percent drive equals or slower than 55 miles per hour. It means that about 15% of people drive faster than 55 miles per hour. Okay, we also talking about 10 kilometers per hour page. Okay, here 10 kilometers per hour page. We step back about 10. Let's say this one to be the kilometer per hour. Okay, if we go back to about 10 kilometers per hour page and we draw the line, what does it mean? We get this one. Maybe last week I'm talking about two highways. If we plot a graph, okay, this is highway number 1 and this is highway number 2. Which one have more distribution of speed? along the highway. Okay, highway number 1 or highway number 2 that have more distribution.
1 ครับ
โอเคครับเดี๋ยวนะให้การพิเศษก่อนการพิเศษตอบไหมการพิเศษจะมี 3 digit การพิเศษครับ last 3 digit your ID
3077 ครับ 5910753077 ครับผม
just 3 last 3 digit okay okay
077 ครับ
ครับ got it โอเค
แต่เมื่อกี้ผมไม่ได้ตอบนะครับ สิทธิพลตอบครับ ไอไฮเวย์1ครับผมสิทธิพลตอบ
ผิดครับก็เลยไม่ได้คะแนน
อ๋อ ผมตอบอันแรกครับ อันที่สองอีกคนครับผมครับผม
It's not correct. Okay. My question is asking which one that have high distribution of speed along the highway. Okay. If you can see the highway number 1, if you draw 85th percentile here and you step back 10 kilometers per hour pitch, 10 kilometers per hour, it's just very close to the speed limit. Okay. And it covers more percentage. Okay, more percentage here compared to the second one. Okay, same 85th, step back 10. The number of percentage that drive close to the speed limit much less than highway number 1. This means they distribute more. Okay, they choose other speed that not close to the speed limit. If implied to be highway number 1 is implied that when the people drive very close speed, it means relative speed is quite small. Okay, that is quite safe for road. Okay, this is what we make conclusion from the last week. Okay, this is give example. This is the question. Ask you to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe 4. Or on the exam we have number 4 too. 1, 2, 3, 4. I give you an example where you say this hand on. Okay, just follow the step. In this one example, they're counting 182 vehicles, and we convert them to be 100%. Okay, and plot the cumulative curve. To make the cumulative, you need to do the percent and less than. Okay, this is example. Should be okay if you go and back and study this one. We talk about the basics, traffic flow. You should know this one because we're going to learn the level of service today. Okay. And we should know the basics, fundamental of traffic flow. We talk about some parameter. Okay, we have 5 parameters last week. 5 parameters. Macro and micro. We have 3 parameters that represent the macro. Traffic stream. Okay, that's why we call macro is combinations, a lot of traffic from a lot of traffic on the traffic flow, okay, on traffic stream. That's why we call it macro. We call this one 2 parameters related to micro because it's not related to many vehicles along the traffic stream. It's related to only leading vehicles and following vehicles. That's why we call it micro. We have 5 parameters. Okay. Anyone could tell me what first 3 macro parameters you want to ask? Anyone? Just raise your hand, please. I can
ผม
see the
สิทธิพล
สิทธิพลนะครับสิทธิพล No, raise your hand to press the icon on the top right. Yeah. สิทธิพลตอบก่อนนะครับอันนี้
แมคโครมี flow ครับมี density แล้วก็มี speed.
Oh, speed, flow, and density. Thank you very much. Speed. What does mean speed? Speed means average speed. Okay.
ครับ
It's not
เป็น
only
mean.
mean speed. Okay. It's mean speed. Average speed. Thank you. ชื่ออะไรนะครับสิทธิพลนะครับสิทธิพลนะครับสิทธิพลครับช่วยบอก3 เลขสุดท้ายหน่อยครับสิทธิพล
5608 ครับ
We also have another 2 micro parameters. The first one, hold on. Flow, speed, and density. Okay. Density. Flows means use Q. Okay. Speed we use U and density we use K. What is the unit of flow? It means vehicles per hour. Okay. Flows means vehicles per hour. Vehicles per hour. And speed kilometer per hour. Okay. And density K means vehicles per kilometer. Okay. Vehicle per kilometer. We have speed, flow, and density that represent the traffic stream. If it have, slow speed, that is poor highway during the peak period, okay, or very high density. This parameter can represent the performance of the highway, okay. Another two micro parameter. Anyone want to answer? Just raise your hand first. Okay, hold on. Let me see first. Paramapon. Let me pick Paramapon.
ค่ะอาจารย์
two micro parameter. What the parameter we use?
headway กับ spacing ค่ะ
Headway and spacing. Okay. Headway and spacing. Okay. Headway is H. Okay. And spacing we use S. What is the unit of headway, please? Paramapon. Unit.
แป๊บนึงนะคะ
มาฟังเมื่อกี้ผู้ชายชื่ออะไรสิทธิพลนี่ตอบตอนนี้มีสิทธิพลกับการพิเศษเนาะ2 คนใช่ไหมมีใครอีกไหมที่รวมกันหมดเนี่ยพลบของ What is the unit of them? Remember?
จำไม่ได้ค่ะอาจารย์
ต่อไปนะเอาไปครึ่งก่อนนะอีก5
โอเคค่ะ
Headway second, okay? Time, headway time. Okay? We have the leading vehicles, okay? Here, we counting front bumper to front bumper, okay? This is the time, we call headway. Headway second, okay? Or minute, it's okay. If you said it's BTS, we have 3-minute headway, okay? That is can be minute as well. But the car, normally we use the second, okay? Between leading vehicle and following vehicle is headway. Same fashion as the spacing, okay? Spacing is the distance, meter, okay? Meter. Answer, you can have another chance to answer from the point. You got 0.5, okay? For those correct is Santisek and Sitipon. You got already. Give your friend a chance to answer, okay? We have 5 parameters. Talk about that one. We have talked about the flow on the traffic stream. Okay, we talk about the flow on the traffic stream as well. We have 2 kinds of flow. Two kinds of flow. The first one we call uninterrupted flow. The screen not changing? Is your screen changed to the next page or just still on the introduction? Okay.
Introduction อยู่ครับ
Introduction. Perfect. Okay. Quite lag a little bit. Okay, we have 2 kinds of the traffic stream. The first one we call uninterrupted flow, and the second one we call interrupted flow. Okay. Interrupted flow is some kind of traffic flow that along the highway it doesn't have some traffic control to stop the vehicles. Okay. When the vehicles slow down, it's just because of other parameter, right? This is an example of freeway, motorway, okay? Freeway, motorway. Normally, it's when the low traffic motorway is not supposed to be congested at all. because no traffic light, no stop sign, no yield sign. But it could happen on some certain area that are hot bottleneck. Okay, we have the ramp merge in, when the traffic join them together, make the vehicle slow down because this area is high density. Okay, it have high density, can have the make the vehicle slow down and traffic jam could happen even on the uninterrupted flow. Okay, the flow that we call as an interrupted flow, even have no vehicles there, but you're facing the traffic light, the red lights ask you to stop. Okay, this kind of flow we call interrupted flow. Okay, we have two kind of flow, and we learn about the flow here. I'm not going to talk about this one. Flow, we talk about speed already. We talk about density. Okay, don't forget density means vehicles per kilometer. Okay, I spent almost 40 minutes talking about what we have learned. Also, the headway can represent the flow. Okay, Q equals 1 divided by average headway. And we have the density. Okay, also if density equal to 1 divided average spacing. Okay, this is the proving. The proving of this one. I'm going to talk about this one. Speed. The space means speed and time means speed. We talked about last week, and we give you the example. Okay, and this one we talked about already. And proof of the density equal 1 divided by spacing. Okay, the distance between two vehicles we call spacing. Okay, this is spacing 1. If that here, from here to here, this is spacing 2. If we have a lot of vehicles, 1 kilometer, we combine them together. Okay, this is represented length L. Okay, this is summation of spacing. The length here L equal to summation of spacing. When you move N, go to here. That's why density equal 1 divided by spacing bar, average spacing. The next one, remember this one, Q equal UK. Okay, Q flow equals UK, speed multiplied by density. And we have this kind of example. From this one already. And this one. Okay. Last week I'm finished here. Okay. The basic topic stream model. The first relationship. Maybe I'm not sure. I'm asking you to go and practice to prove this equation. Prove. Okay. This is the solution. Okay. You should be able to explain the graph here. Okay. Let me ask the question to you. Okay. One. Don't forget to turn on the camera. Okay. Please remind that I'm gonna check your name. I'm gonna check your name from the camera you open. Okay. One. What does this mean, UF here? What do we call this one?
UM.
UF or UN?
Velocity final.เป็น velocity ที่เปลี่ยนไปเปลี่ยนมาเสมอ
Anyone want to answer this one? Raise the hand. Anyone want to start answer? No? UF? What does it mean, UF?
ฟรีโฟสปีดครับ
เอาใหม่ไหมไหนนะไม่กดแล้วไม่มั่นใจนะไม่ให้คะแนน What shall weนะ If you want to answer just raise your hand okay This is free fall speed okay
อ๋อครับครับ
free fall speed just next one okay KJ I give you another chance
jam
Particularly
density
jam density ครับ
ครั
KJ
บ
okay jam density these are the constant value it's not the parameter okay K here is the independent parameter error speed U here is a independent parameter but U free fall and K jam is constant what right oh tell me 3 digit rationality
164ครับ8164ครับ
Anyone want to answer? We talked about last week about the K-jam. When we have jam density, mean the average, the speed on the traffic stream almost zero. Okay, stuck like in front of the toll plaza, like in front of the behind the traffic light in Bangkok. Traffic jam about 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. What is the jam density value? Generally, roughly. Anyone want to answer? Raise your hand. Okay, พรหมพจน์ครับพรหมพจน์
พบพจน์ครับ ประมาณ140 ถึง 160 ครับ
พรหมพจน์ you just open your last lecture 140 until 160 vehicles per kilometer. Where this number come from? Okay, we just assume that one vehicle length is 5 meters, and you stop the vehicle away. Yeah, we have a gap here about 2 meters. Okay, so one vehicle every 7 meters. If we have 1 kilometer, it have between the value should be 140 something. Okay, I give this number as average about 140 to 150. But don't say 200 vehicles per kilometer. That is could not be possible. Unless you have very small car, like Singapore, maybe they have really small car and maybe up to 180 vehicles per hour. Okay, so the relationship between the speed and density from green shield, they just make me understand, easy to understand. Let's assume to be the linear relationship here, like this. Okay. Okay, this is linear relationship. So we can derive from this one to get this one. Okay, U and K. The second graph that is another important one is flow and density, Q and K. This is a parabola curve. Okay. Let's derive the equation from here. Q equal UK. Okay. And U, you know, is this one. We multiply by K. And we get this equation. This is the relationship between flow and density. We have two density here, these two parameters. And don't forget that U free fall and K jam, they are constant number. Okay, constant value. So from this graph, it's parabola. Okay, it has the vertex, the maximum one. At the maximum one, we have slope equal dq by dk, right? Must be equal to 0 because it's parabola. Slope first deviation equal to slope of the graph. Yeah, we set it at the top point, the highest one, the slope must be 0. Okay, that's why we divide and we get this one. So from this one must be equal 0, but UV4 must not be equal 0. So 1 minus 2k divided by k jam must be equal to 0. Okay, so the k that make the maximum flow, this one must be k capacity, k cap. Down 2k equal to 0. This k must be k cap because k cap, this one, make a maximum flow. Okay. From this one, you move, you will get this one. K capacity equal k jam divided by 2. And from this equation, okay, you also can get this one. U capacity equal UV4 divided by Q. So the maximum for Q capacity or Q max, okay, must be equal to U multiplied by K, right? This what kind of speed? It must be U capacity multiplied by K capacity. U capacity equal what? UV4 divided by 2. K capacity is mean what? K jam divided by 2. So Q capacity maximum flow equal UV4 multiplied by K jam divided by 4. Okay, this is Q max. Or we can call Q capacity. Or we can call capacity. Okay, we can call any of it. The last one is the most important one. Okay, this is speed and flow curve. Speed and flow curve. If we draw this equation, we will get this one. Speed and flow relationship. Before I come to use this one, I used to ask the student about this curve. Let's see this one. Let's see if you can answer or not. Okay. If support to maximum flow equals to 4,000 vehicles per hour on certain highways, okay? Its maximum flow is 4,000 vehicles per hour on some highway. If I go and keep counting the flow, okay? The flows mean the number of vehicles passing some certain point. I got the 300 Q, okay? Equal 300 vehicles per hour. This is a lot of vehicles or just a few vehicles on the traffic stream? Who want to answer this question? Quite tricky one. Comparing to the capacity 4,000, okay? I go and keep counting. I can count just only 300 vehicles per hour as a flow. Are there a lot of vehicles on the road or just a few vehicles? Who want to answer this one? Maybe no right or wrong.
คำถามอีกทีได้ไหมครับอาจารย์
อะไรนะครับ
คำถามอีกทีได้ไหมครับ
ถามอีกทีว่าเนี่ยยืนอยู่ริมถนนเลยเนี่ย มีรถอยู่แค่300 คันเนี่ยต่อชั่วโมงเนี่ยเขาโฟล์นะ just only 3 vehicles per hour มีรถเยอะหรือรถน้อยครับบนถนนเนี่ย a lot of vehicles or just only a few vehicles มีรถเยอะหรือรถน้อย
น้อยป่ะครับ
น้อยไหมสิทธิพงศ์ตอบน้อย
มีคนยกมือป่ะครับอาจารย์
มีคนยกมือขอโทษทีนะ สัญญพงศ์ครับสัญญพงศ์ถ้ายกมือใหม่ตอบได้เลยนะถ้าตอบก็ตอบได้เลยนะแต่ถ้า you raise your hand it means you will get the point okay ถ้าอยากจะตอบ feel free to answer okay but if you someone want if you got the point but you want to say something you feel free to say okay but for those people who want to get an extra mark but very few okay don't worry about the answer this is combine them together maybe only 2 points whole first total score minus 4 so 2 points really little but just make attention the 2 point is also important if you go and do the exam 2 points quite important ผิดก็ไม่เป็นไรนะไม่มี penalty นะ no penalty okay just feel free to answer this one รถ300 คันต่อชั่วโมงเนี่ยเยอะหรือน้อยเนี่ย
เป็นไปได้สองทางครับคือรถน้อยกับรถเยอะเพราะว่ารถติดครับ
sorry เสียงมันแตกสุทโรจน์ครับว่าไงนะ
เมื่อกี้ไม่ใช่ผมใครตอบก็ไม่รู้
ใครตอบก็ไม่รู้เหรอ
สัญญพงศ์ตอบครับ
ไม่ทันครับ
คือเป็นไปได้สองทางครับคือรถน้อยกับรถเยอะเพราะว่ารถมันติดครับ
ผมคิดว่าก็น่าจะเยอะไหมครับอาจารย์เพราะค่าเป็นค่าแบบค่ารถไหลหรือเปล่ามันไม่ใช่ค่าแบบ
มีรถไหลด้วยเหรอรถไหลเหรอ
หมายถึงว่าค่าโฟลว์ที่รถที่ผ่านอะไร
โฟลว์เนี่ยก็คือเนี่ย you stand just next to the road okay and keep counting number of vehicle passing the line okay passing in front of you how many vehicle passing in front of you
ผมว่าน้อยครับ
ใช่ต้องมีน้อยสิ
เพราะว่ามันน้อยก็4,000มันแบบความสามารถที่จะไหลได้ตั้ง 4,000 คันต่อชั่วโมง
มันไหลแค่300 คันต้องลดน้อยใช่ไหม
มันไหลแค่300
คันanyone will say oh a lot of traffic on the road a lot of car มีไหม
รถเยอะครับรถเยอะครับ
สัญญพงศ์ไหนใหม่ไหนสัญญพงศ์คนไหนวะไม่เห็นหน้าเลยสัญญพงศ์
ครับผม
สัญญพงศ์โชว์หน้าเลยนะไม่งั้นคุณจะได้แค่ครึ่งคะแนนนะ
เปิดกล้องอยู่ครับ
เปิดกล้องแบบส่องฝ้าเพดานนะครึ่งคะแนน
ผมไม่มีที่ตั้งกล้องเลยครับ
เยอะหรือน้อยนะรถเยอะเหรอ
รถเยอะครับ
okay this is very interesting answer okay give some more explanation why
เพราะรถขยับพอรถเยอะรถติดแล้วรถมันขยับได้น้อยครับ
very good answer okay สัญญพงศ์ได้คะแนนหรือยังเนี่ย
ยังไม่ได้ครับ
เมื่อกี้สิทธิพงศ์ได้คะแนนไปแล้วเนาะ
อาจารย์ช่วยอธิบายเพิ่มเติมหน่อยครับคือยังไงครับผมยังไม่เข้าใจ
ครับเดี๋ยวกำลังก็สัญญพงศ์บอกเลข3อาจารย์นี้มีแค่20 คน25 คนก็หาไม่เจอนะสัญญพงศ์เหรอวะก็ได้ชัวร์รับทีดิจิตสัญญพงศ์
128ครับ128ครับ
ไม่เป็นไรหาไม่เจอเดี๋ยวค่อยว่ากันอย่าลืมเตือนกันนะโอเคครับ if you have a close look here okay this is a parabolic curve if you go this one okay 300 vehicles per hour right this is the flow this can be two possible answers it can be very low traffic or it could be very high traffic as well it's close to jam density if traffic go very slow that's why you can count only 300 vehicles per hour moving from certain point along the highway. It can be two answers. So if you know only the number of traffic on the road, you cannot tell. There are a lot of vehicles or just a few vehicles on the highway. You need the second parameter to tell you. The reference parameter, right, you can use a density or speed. Okay? From this curve, you can see that if the density of the highway very low, it means that very low traffic volume. Okay? Of course, when it's very low traffic volume, what can happen? it's going to have high speed, okay? We have high speed. Only 300 vehicles, okay, from here. Oh, sorry. Here, you can see this one. That's why we call this part. We need a second parameter to tell, okay? A lot of vehicles or a few vehicles. But this part, we call this one uncongested. Uncongested, okay? Uncongested. If the traffic have density higher than the K capacity on this part, we call congested part, okay? It means that if you have the density higher than K capacity, it means congested. Same thing. If you can count 300 vehicles per hour and please tell me the density. If they tell you the density is close to or higher than K capacity, it means, you know, a lot of traffic jam. Because of traffic jam, you have really low speed, average speed, and you have really low flow, traffic flow. Okay, so we cannot answer. If someone just tricky asks you that, you know, a lot of vehicles or, you know, just a few vehicles on the freeway, we need to ask what the second parameter to confirm that, you know, it stay on which part, uncongested part or congested part. Okay. Here, okay, we have the speed here as well. U capacity here. Okay, that is this kind of speed will generate the maximum flow Qmax. Where's U capacity? Here as well. Here, U capacity. We get the K capacity. We get the maximum flow. That's why we call here. If we go back and to look at this curve first, you can see U capacity and you get K capacity. It means this point. You will get the maximum flow. Okay, or you can see the last one on the speed flow curve. If you get the U capacity, you will get the maximum flow. This is Qmax. Come back to the curve. Same thing. If you have 300 vehicles, okay, 300 vehicles, it can be two options. The first on the top, this one also we call this is uncongested, okay, uncongested area, and this is the congested. Top bottom, yeah. We considering from U capacity. If the speed higher than U capacity, this means uncongested. Should have less vehicle on traffic street. Okay. Okay. Let's see this one. Oh, almost 1 hour already. I have another, you know, a lot of pages to go on the level of service. Let's have a look at this one. It used to be the exam question, okay? I put the detector on 3 locations, A, B, and C. If we are going to plot the speed flow curve, what kind of graph or what kind of data we supposed to get from these 3 locations? Okay, and you should be understand why the graph or the data on the graph going to be like this. Let's say one lane, the capacity assume, okay, assume be 1,000 vehicles per hour. So the capacity on this highway equal to 3,000 vehicles per hour, right? 3,000 vehicles per hour. How many vehicles can pass to this area? When less vehicle is speed here, really high speed. We put more vehicles, we can, you know, the speed keep counting like this. When we put maximum until the maximum flow, because the vehicle can come here 3,000 vehicles. Suppose this one come to 2,000 vehicles and this one come 1,000 vehicles. It can be 3,000 vehicles here. That's why it can reach the maximum flow here, 3,000. Of course, at the location C, some vehicle must go out. That's why we do the exit here. The vehicles come to this C location. It can be, hardly to reach it here, this point, because the vehicles must be go out, right? So expecting the curve is going to be the maximum like this. This is a too easy location to considering. But the location A is quite tricky, okay? The location A is quite tricky. Of course, if what's going to happen if the vehicles come 2,000, let's say 2,500, and this one come 500 vehicles, should be, like come here 2,500. This is the flow is max 3,000. But why the data show here no this kind of data come to the maximum flow? Because it have the combination, it have to combine this one. Let's say 2,500 vehicle here, another 1,000 come here, okay? What's going to happen? It reach the capacity here, and it's going to traffic jam, and it's have the queuing spill back. It have high density. When it's high density, the traffic report speed and flow, the speed will drop dramatically down here. That's why the flow is come to the second part is congested part. Congested part, okay? It's hardly to reach the capacity unless you close this one, close this road, and just let 3,000 vehicles come in. But normally it's not possible, right? Because it's have the entrance, the vehicle must come in. This is a deep example. Go back and read this one. We have the explanation here. Another good example used to be exam as well, okay? This is some certain area of the freeway. We have the bottleneck. Let's say the same. If we have 1,000, the capacity is 1,000 vehicles per hour per lane, okay? On the upstream, we have 3,000 vehicles per hour, right? On the bottlenecks, it have only capacity only 2,000 vehicles per hour. What can happen? Let's say 6 o'clock until 7:30. The traffic demand increasing up to the flow equivalent to lane capacity. Let's say it keep increasing from 0 until 2,000. Okay, because one lane is capacity 1,000. Okay, and let's say 0 to 2,000. What's going to happen? Okay. Just have a look. The location A, B, C, and D. Let's see location A. If this is speed flow curve, and this is flow density, and this speed and density. Of course, every point, let's say every 100 or every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it keep increasing. The flow keep increasing up until 2,000. Let's say until 7. This is from 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock until 7:30. 7:30. The traffic flow keep increasing. Okay. At 7:30, if you keep on counting the flow on the section A, you'll get 2,000 vehicles per hour. That is the flow. At 7:30. What the graph between flow and density is going to be like this. But it's not reaching capacity yet because the capacity is 3,000, right? And capacity is 3,000. This is speed drop a little bit, but not reach the optimum U capacity yet. Same fashion as B. How about C location? C have a capacity 2,000. That's why the curve is reached to the maximum. It is 2,000. Okay. The capacity is maximum capacity 2,000. The same here. Almost reach the maximum capacity, maximum flow. The same here. And this one, on the D section, the capacity 3,000, but the vehicles never reach the 3,000 because we have the bottlenecks. The upstream, we have the maximum upstream is 2,000 vehicles only. So never reach 3,000 in this area. So traffic never jam here, okay? Because the upstream bottleneck, they have capacity only 2,000 vehicles out. How come? Where the vehicle come from? No entrance, no entrance. So the maximum on this area going to be only 2,000, but the capacity is 3,000. Capacity. That's why the graph is looked like it.
อาจารย์ครับไอ้จุดบนกราฟนี่คืออะไรครับ
อะไรนะครับ
ไอ้จุดบนกราฟนะครับ
จุด let's say this one, the point along the freeway, okay? I will every 5 minutes I will keep pointing one point. I check the flow. Let's say every 5 minutes I keep checking the flow and I point the flow. The flow is keep increasing, right? Every 5 minutes I just keep pointing. 5 minutes. 5 minutes and we check the flow. We keep, let's say, 5 minutes, right? And you keep counting traffic volume. If you get the 100 vehicles per 5 minutes, how many flow? How much for the flow? Q equal what? Hello? Haruna?
Yes.
Let's say during the 6:30 until 6:35, okay? Detector counting during the first 5 minutes. During the 5 minutes, we get the 100 vehicles. I'm asking you, what is the flow, traffic flow during 6:30 until 6:35? What is the flow? This is 100 vehicles per 5 minutes. It's a traffic volume, right? Traffic volume. This is a traffic volume. นี่คือปริมาณจราจรไม่ใช่อัตราการไหลโอเคไหม That's why we call traffic volume. My question is, what is the traffic flow?
1,200
Yes, thank you.
1,200 หนูตอบแล้วนะอาจารย์
ได้โอเคครับ
ฮารุนะตอบครับ
ครับได้ยินแล้วครับ It's 1,200 and I'm pointing at 1,200 here, okay? During the 1,200 I'm pointing here. This is the one point of traffic flow. The next 5 minutes they keep counting, okay? Counting the traffic volume. Another 6:35 to 6:40. They keep counting and they get 100, let's say 120 vehicles per 5 minutes. What is the flow? You just multiply by, เท่าไหร่ครับ 12, right? The flow equal 1,440. You pointing another one, 1,400, another point here. You keep pointing every 5 minutes. Understand? You will get the curve like this. So at the end, what time at the end? 7:30. What is the flow? 2,000. 2,000. 2,000. You keep counting. During the last 5 minutes, you get 166 vehicles per 5 minutes. You will get the 2,000 vehicles per hour. Okay, this is the flow. Okay. You keep plotting like this. So the answer of your question is here. Each point is keep checking every 5 minutes. You keep counting, and you get the flow. You understand? Aluna? เข้าใจไหมเข้าใจไหมครับโอเคไหม
เข้าใจค่ะ
ครับ the same here okay here you keep doing the normally the detector we count every week or when they pass by and they will cumulative they aggregate them every 5 minutes or you can ask them aggregate every minute they can do it so you will know the traffic flow every minute you get 1 minute traffic volume 1 minute okay doesn't matter how many vehicles just convert to 1 hour multiplied by 60 you get flow okay and the interesting thing is the next one the 7:30 to 8 o'clock the traffic still keep coming okay but the traffic demand increasing up to the flow equivalent at 2.5 lane capacity we reach 2,500 vehicles per hour okay during between it keeps increasing from 2,000 vehicles during 7:30 up until 8 o'clock 8 o'clock we will have 2,500 vehicles per hour what's going to happen on the graph just go and have a look on this one okay the white dot okay you note the white dot here I will point the green one okay let's say another 30 minutes right I will point 1 point for every 5 minutes 1 point they keep increasing so the maximum here you get 2,500 on the location A yeah 1 point every 5 minutes they keep counting traffic flow increasing flow increase density increase density increase the speed decrease here same fashion as B let's have a look at the location not B sorry how about at location C 1 point it means 5 minutes right how many vehicles can come to C location the traffic keep increasing from 2,000 up until 2,500 what on the C location what's going to happenจุลจิตครับ what gonna happen at C จุลจิต
ตรง B เป็นสองแล้ว C ได้เท่าไหร่อาจารย์
พูดถึง C มาพูดถึง C ก่อนตอนนี้ 2,000 นะ 2,000 วิ่งมาแล้วก็ค่อยๆเพิ่มเป็น 2,500 ครับ 2,000 วิ่งมาค่อยๆเพิ่มเป็น 2,500 ใน30 นาที 2,500 คำถามอาจารย์ว่าตรง C เนี่ยจะเกิดอะไรขึ้นตรง C นี่มี capacity อะไรเนี่ย how much for the capacity on C
รับได้เท่าไหร่ครับอาจารย์
นี่ไงเรียนละพันไง
เรียนละพันก็มันก็จะติดขัดที่ C ครับอาจารย์เพราะว่าจาก 2,500 มันเหลือแค่ 2,000
C ติดขัดด้วยเหรอ
ไป
C ติดขัดไหม
C นะครับไม่ใช่ B
C ติดไหมไม่น่าติดนะติดมันจะติดตรงนี้นะที่ติดเนี่ย C มันก็จะมาได้เต็มที่เห็นไหมครับเห็นกราฟไหมเห็นไหมโฟล์เนี่ยไม่ว่าจะเวลาเปลี่ยนไปเท่าไหร่ก็วิ่งเต็ม capacity เลยเต็ม 2,000 มันมาได้แค่ 2,000 ก็ไปได้ 2,000 เพราะว่า capacity มันได้แค่ 2,000 เนี่ย
ครับ
โอเคไหม C มันเต็ม capacity อยู่ไหมกราฟมันเต็มอยู่มันไป 2,500 ไม่ได้เพราะว่า capacity มันอยู่แค่ 2,000 เข้าใจไหม
ครับ
กราฟมันก็เลยทุกๆจุดก็เลยกองอยู่ตรงนี้ every point still here okay this is the during the capacity on the road what happened to D of course the capacity become 3,000 but you will never get the data at the maximum capacity because of upstream you have only maximum is 2,000 coming okay but downstream here you have the 3,000 capacity you never get the 2,500 vehicle come here because of the maximum is 2,000 here the graph is always come like this one never reach the maximum flow okay เข้าใจไหมตรงนี้เข้าใจไหมครับข้อสอบให้พล็อตกราฟนะครับพล็อตกราฟก็ต้องพล็อตได้นะ3 โลเคชันง่ายที่จะเข้าใจ Okay, this three location is quite easy to understand. Okay, go back for those who not understand yet. Okay, go back and read again. We have the explanation here. Okay, but the problem is on the location B. The B is quite interesting. Okay, let's try. This capacity is 3,000. Okay, 3,000. The capacity here, 3,000. Here, this location 2,000. But the traffic demand is coming here 2,500. What's going to happen? Only 2,000 can go. Another 500 still waiting to go, right? It's generating the high density on this area. Because we have waiting 500 vehicles on this area. It's increasing higher density. That's why its maximum is 2,500, but still cannot go further than this one. The data keeps going down. It has higher density. You can see the density here. Okay. The density comes to the lower part, high density, it's low speed. When it's low speed, it's low density. The data comes to the congestion part here. And the speed flow curve is also dot here. You will not reach 3,000. Maybe you can reach 2,500. But when the data of the density getting higher, go down. The speed go down and flow go down. Okay. Try to understand and go back and this is all the picture. Just cut and this is during the first period compared to the second period. Okay, this is 6 to 7:30 and this is 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Okay, gave you the example. Not going to talk much about this one, and just go and try to understand. It's quite easy to understand. Okay, if you don't understand anything, ask me here. It means the capacity of the screen road. We have the free flow speed. U free flow equal 80, and we have kjm here. The maximum for this equation. Okay, capacity equal U free flow multiplied by kjm divided by 4. Okay, just straightforward. 1,800. Just capture the answer. Okay. The second example, the sections of highway is known to have the free flow speed, U free flow, okay, equal to 90 km per hour, and it has the capacity, 3,300 vehicles per hour, okay. At a certain hour, okay, the given hour, I'm not sure which hour of the day, but they know that they keep counting the vehicles. They have the traffic flow equal queues equal 2,000 vehicles per hour. Were counted at a certain point along the highway. If the linear speed density relationship, what we learned, okay? What would be the estimate of the space mean speed? We want to know the mean speed of this, okay? Mean speed. Okay, what should we do? Of course, this flow is not reached the capacity yet. Okay, the speed must be lower than free flow speed. Okay, the free flow speed equal 90 km per hour. First, we can find what the question gave us. We gave the U free flow, right? K equal, move this one. We know kjam. We want, no, we don't know the kjam. We know the capacity. Okay, we know U free flow. So we can find the kjam here. So we know the kjam density equal to 146.6 vehicles per kilometer. Okay. From this one, we rearrange the equation here. From here we get this one. And we substitute all the information we know. K-jam, U34, K-jam. Okay? We know the flow. Okay? We know the flow here. 2,100. So we can solve the speed. The flow equals 2,100 vehicles per hour. We get the speed. Answer to speed. Here, 72 and 17.78. They ask the speed. What is the speed flow curve? The curve is look like this, right? Curve look like this. They ask you, this is the speed and this is the flow, okay? And they ask you that at 2,001, this is the maximum flow is 3,300. But they want to know what is the average speed at 2,100. The answer must be two options, okay? There are two possible speeds here, okay? The first one is 72.12 and the second one is 17.87. These two speeds can make a 2,100 vehicles per hour, okay? It can be two options, okay? Both speeds can make a traffic flow equal to 2,100. Of course, 72.12 represents uncongested, and 17.87 represents the uncongested. The answer can be both. If I'm specific on the parameter and tell you that, okay, this question is traffic density is quite high, okay, quite high. It means that the density is higher than the K capacity. The answer could be 7 here. If we want to specify the speed. The density is quite high on the traffic. What is the average speed? After you solve the equation, you should be answer 17.87 kilometers per hour. But if I'm asking, oh, the traffic, not a lot of traffic on the speed quite high, the average speed quite high. So the answer should be here, 22.12. If no specification, the answer can be both. Both speed can, get the results, the traffic flow equal to 2,100 vehicles per hour. Okay. Any question? If no question, we go to the last one. Okay. The last one we use just give you example for mile per hour. Okay, another unit mile per hour, or we use foot represent compared to the meter. Okay, this is compared to kilometer per hour. Okay, we have some certain. We give the point. I will give the point. I have 2 or 3 questions on this one. Okay, preparing for answer. If you want to give the exact point, even it's a few points, but believe me, after you get the exam, 2 points is very important. The following picture represents the section of expressway, which is known as have the free flow speed equal to 60 miles per hour. Okay, they give the U free flow, and jam density equal to K jam, equal to 100 vehicles per mile per lane. Okay, be careful. This one is mile. You cannot use the meter. The data obtained from the aerial photo in distance. The aerial photo, top view. Okay, they make a drone and take a photo from top view from the air. And on the section A, they found 14 vehicles along the 1,000 foot. Same fashion on section B, 1,000 foot. Maybe we're missing some information on the question. Okay, we have 8 vehicles, 1,000 foot. On the section B, we found 8 vehicles. 8 vehicles. Okay. This means the traffic flow. They want to know the flow. Q's. They want to know the flow. They want to know the flow here. Okay, my first question. What do we get? What the question given us? If they give us as 1,000 foot, we know the 14 vehicle. What kind of parameter we can get from this information? Who want to answer, please? Raise your hand. Just what parameter we can get from here? 1,000 foot divided, there are 14 vehicles on the section A. Anyone want to answer? No?
density ไหมครับอาจารย์
ไหน ใครรู้
จุล
หน้าเหรอไหนผู้หญิงจุลกิจเหรอ
ครับ
จุลกิจไม่ density นะใช่ไหมครับ ก็คือ number of vehicles per distance. Okay, we can get the density. โอ้มีใครจะหา density ให้ไหม K density ครับ density หาง่ายไหม It's not easy, huh? Density. Normally it's a vehicle per kilometer, right? But here is the vehicles per mile. Okay. Here is what we're doing. They gave you 1,000 foot. We want to know 1 mile. How many foot per 1 mile? It means 5,280 foot per mile. So there are 14 vehicles. What is the density? It's equal to 73.92 vehicles per mile. Okay. This is the density on 2-lane road. If I want to know what is the density on this one, if 2-lane K equal to 73.92 vehicles per mile. Okay, but of course we want to know only 1 lane. We have to divide it by 2. This density is combined both 2 lanes. But if we want to know density only 1 lane, you need to divide it by 2. That's why we divided by 2 here. Okay, density during the section A equal to 36.96 vehicles per mile per lane.จุลจิตได้คะแนนแล้วเนาะโอเค KB ที่ B ครับที่ B same thing. Okay, we have the 8 vehicles. We get this is density and divided by 2. This is per lane. The question asking about the flow. Okay, so we open what equation, the relationship between flow and density. If we know the density, so we can find flow. This equation. Yeah. So we want to find flow on the section A. Okay, QA. Yeah. QA equal what? U free flow multiplied by K. You get 1,398 vehicles per hour per lane. Okay, don't forget that you get this one from density per lane. So this is around the flow per lane. But what is the flow QA from 2 lane? QA, you need to multiply by 2, right? Don't forget to multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. Because there are 2 lanes. Anyone want to answer? If the flow at A, how many flow during the A section? What is the flow? Want to answer? ใคร รไหมครับ อยากจะตอบไหมเท่าไหร่ครับ QTA เท่าไหร่ครับโนสัญญพงศ์ตอบไหมสัญญพงศ์ทำไมไม่เห็นชื่อคุณเลยสัญญพงศ์
อาจารย์มีคนยกมืออยู่นะครับ
อ๋อเชิญเลยครับเชิญกฤษครับเชิญกฤษครับ
2,736ครับ2,736ครับ
36 vehicles per hour นะครับเดี๋ยวนะเชิญกฤษครับ
เห็นผมไหมฮะ
เชิญกฤษอ๋อโอเคนะครับใครใครได้ครึ่งคะแนนเนี่ยปรมาพรอย่าลืมตอบปรมาพรอยู่ไหนวะเนี่ยยังได้ครึ่งอยู่เลยนะปรมาพรตรงนี้
อยากอยู่ค่ะ แต่ตอบไม่ได้ค่ะ
พรหายไปไหนแล้วหายไปกล้องเลยเว้ยพรคูณ2ไหมครับเนี่ยคูณ2ไงก็1398คูณ2ใช่ไหมเนี่ยนั้น Q ที่ B เท่าไหร่ครับ Q ที่ B ได้ 1,000 ครับคำนวณ 1,000 ตอบเท่าไหร่ครับใครจะตอบไหมครับ QB ได้เท่าไหร่เนี่ยใครจะตอบไหมครับ QB เท่าไหร่ครับไม่มีใครตอบเลยเหรอ
1264ป่ะครับอาจารย์
เฮ้ยมาจากไหนวะ Q ที่ A ได้2736แล้วใช่ไหมคุณคูณแล้วใช่ไหมเนี่ยแล้ว Q ที่ B เท่าไหร่เนี่ยหา density มาแล้วเนี่ย Q ที่ B เนี่ยได้แทนเข้าเนี้ยได้ 1,000 อาจารย์ถามว่า vehicle per hour อาจารย์ถามว่า Q ที่ B เท่าไหร่จริงๆแล้วอ่ะซิมิลันตอบไหมซิมิลัน
ครับกำลังคิดเลขอยู่ครับ
เฮ้ยต้องคิดด้วยเหรอไม่คิดแล้วดูปุ๊บตอบเลยไม่ต้องคิดเลยเมื่อกี้นี่คุณหา density 1,000 ออกมาแล้วได้ 1,000 อ่ะมันต่อเลนเร็วอ่ะนี่มันมี2เลนถามว่าโฟเท่ากับเท่าไหร่เนี่ย
2,000
เนี่ย2,000อ่ะใครตอบบ้างเมื่อกี้2 คนอ่ะผู้หญิงใครตอบอ่ะ
ธัญชนค่ะ
ไหนนะกับซิมิลันเนาะไหนตอนง่ายมากเลยเนาะก็คือ 2,000 นะ 2,000 คันนะโอเคนะอะไรนะ
เจตโลนะครับ
สิจโรทำไมนะสิจโรตอบด้วยเหรอ
ครับ
เมื่อกี้ผู้หญิงชื่ออะไรนะ
ธัญชนค่ะ
ช่วยบอกรหัสนิดนึงครับ
0590ค่ะ
0590หรอ590มันกิตติชัยไม่เหรอกิตติชัยป่ะเมื่อกี้590ป่ะ
อะไรนะคะ
ธัญชนเหรอธัญชนเหรอทำไมรหัสคุณลงท้ายด้วย590เหรอ
ใช่ค่ะ
590ทำไมรหัสอาจารย์ของเขียนว่าเป็นกิตติชัยวะ
ปีติชัยเป็น5590ครับ
อันนี้0590ค่ะ
0
แล้วนะคะ
อาจารย์ต้องถาม4ตัวท้ายครับ
อ๋อ34ตัวท้ายเหรออ๋อ0590อ๋อขอ sorry นะครับขอโทษทีมันต้อง4ตัวเนาะโอเคเมื่อกี้ใครคนนะมีรันได้ตอบว่ามีรันอาจารย์ใครจะตอบที่ flow ที่ C ครับเท่าไหร่ครับ
318ป่ะครับ
จะโลดเหรอ
ครับ
ใช่ไหมมีใครจะตอบคำอื่นไหมครับ
398อ่ะ
มา398คนที่2ใครผิดกันแน่วะเนี่ยถามมาได้ยังไงเนี่ย How can you get this number
เอา QA ลบ
เอา QA ลบ QB เนาะ398เปิดที่นี่เนาะ
ครับ
ถูกไหม
เป็น796ครับอาจารย์เพราะว่ามันเป็น2เลนใช่ไหมเกี่ยวไหมครับอาจารย์
เกี่ยวครับ398มันผิดนะครับสิทธิโรจน์ตอบแล้วมันไม่ใช่นะครับ318 398มันไม่ใช่นะเพราะว่า398เนี่ยตัวเนี้ยมันมาจากวันเลนโอเคไหมอันนี้ก็มาจากวันเลนนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นมันไม่ใช่ตัวนี้เนาะมันจะต้องเป็น 2,000 กว่าประมาณนี้ 2,000 ตัวนี้โปรตัวนี้มันเป็นไปไม่ได้เลยมันต้องเข้ามา700กว่าเหมือนกันนะครับ736นะมัน736เพราะว่า2,700
ในรูปตรง C มันเหมือนเป็นแค่เลนเดียวก็เลยคิดว่ามันเป็น1เลน
ก็คิดว่าอย่างนั้นไงแต่มันไม่ใช่ไงนะเพราะว่าโฟล์คุณต้องนึกสภาพนะคุณได้โฟล์เนี่ย 2,700 นะครับ 2,736 โฟล์ตัวนี้มา 2,000 เนี่ยถามว่าแล้ว700มันจะมาได้ยังไงถ้าตัวนี้มาแค่300ถูกไหมครับเนาะงั้นประมาณ700นะคอนเวิร์ตกลับไปโอเคนะครับอันนี้ไปอ่านดูนะครับมันมีอีกตัวหนึ่ง just one more important parameter before I'm going to break okay and take just 5 minutes before we break we talking about this one RE volume sub R volume and rate of flow we talked about this one already okay and let's see this one we keep counting here this is 15-minute counting this is traffic volume right traffic volume here. They said is what is the flow here? Anyone want to answer what is the flow here during 8 o'clock until 8:15?
480ป่ะครับ
คนตอบได้คะแนนนะครับทุกคนเนาะ
ครับ
ทุกคนได้แล้วมั้งได้แล้วโอเคif we convert
ผมได้คะแนนแล้วใช่ไหมครับอาจารย์
สิทธิพลใช่ไหมได้แล้วนี่
ครับ
flow okay here we can convert to be equivalent flow okay so during the first 15 minutes we have 480 you multiply by 4 multiply by 4 multiply by 4 you will get the rate of flow operation rate okay so the totals per hour is how many vehicles 200 400 vehicles per hour okay if you keep counting you have only 400 vehicles per hour but during 8 o'clock until 8:15 you have flow 480 already vehicles per hour okay and we have another name we call peak hour factor the traffic engineer make a definition new definition parameter okay so to explain the fluctuation of traffic flow during the hour first 15 minutes second 15 minutes another 15 minutes you can see compare between this one the second one this first hour and the second hour you can see the second hour is quite stable okay how can we capture the fluctuation of the traffic flow during the hour we use the peak hour factor or we capture the variation of traffic okay during the hours we use the peak hour factor how we calculate this one okay you use the actual counting hourly traffic volume divided by maximum rate of flow. You can see the rate of flow for each. Let's give the example here. Okay? The totals, how many vehicles per hour here? As to determine the peak hour factor. How many vehicles per hour? Can you combine it? Right. Is it 5,000? Okay. 5,000. 5,000. Can you find the rate of flow for each 15 minutes?
4,800
ที่ 4,800 ที่ 2 นะครับ
5,600
อันนี้เท่าไหร่นะ
4,400
เท่าไหร่ครับ
5,200
5,200 เนี่ย อันนี้คือ rate of flow นะครับ this one we call rate of flow which one is the maximum rate of flow here during 4:45 to 5 o'clock okay this is the maximum rate of flow okay so peak hour factor equal what equal to total hourly means 5,000 here divided by maximum rate of flow that is 5,600 so peak hour factor equal to okay 0.893 let's say if every 15 minutes the same number okay let's say 1,000 1,000 1,000 1,000 peak hour factor equal what if every 15 minutes they have the same number what is the peak hour factor
1 มา
1นะครับใครตอบ1ใครตอบ1ถ้ายังไม่ได้คะแนนก็บอกอาจารย์อ้วนเหรอ
ครับผม
ไม่คะแนนนะหัวไม่ได้นะครับ equal 1 so if the peak hour factor close to 1 it means the traffic variation is less traffic variation let's say peak hour factor equal to 0.75 this is quite different okay this is or sometimes we know the peak hour factor we can find the maximum flow rate let's see what is the important when we want to design the road design the highway we use this one as a design flow rate okay this is flow rate call this one flow rate okay please remember this one because sometimes we want to build a new road okay but we have the information of the some kind of freeway that the same it's quite a similar okay but we know peak hour factor of this road okay so we forecast the traffic will come 6,000 vehicles per hour we want to see what is the maximum flow rate we just borrow the peak hour factor from outer road you divide it by peak hour factor you will get the maximum flow rate here 6,720 so we use this number 45 okay maximum flow rate just make sure traffic is not jammed so same as this one look at this one from this question if the capacity of this road equal to 5,000 do they have the traffic jam during this hour 4:30 until 5:50 is traffic jam happen during this hour
no
no ยังไม่ได้คะแนนหลายคนเลยนะสิทธิ์โลกศิลาอินเทอร์เน็ตอะไรเนี่ยมีคะแนนเลยนะ
ผมยังไม่ได้คะแนนหรอครับอาจารย์
สิทธิ์โลกได้คะแนนยังวะ สิบโลมันสิบโลคนแรกเลยเหรอ
อ๋อผมตอบคำถามนะครับ
เริ่มขีดนะอ๋อศิลามันตอนนี้ยังไม่ได้นะพิชยะยังไม่ได้นะนะติดไหมครับสิทโลติดไหม
อะไรนะครับอาจารย์
ติดไหมเนี่ยมีรถติดไหมครับชั่วโมงเนี้ย4 โมงครึ่งถึง5 โมงเนี่ยรถติดไหมเนี่ยนับรถได้ 5,000 capacity 5,000พอดี
น่าจะไม่ติดนะครับไป capacity 5,000
เท่าทุกคนแน่นอนครับถ้ารถวิ่งมา5,000 capacity 5,000ต้องไม่ติดครับแต่อาจารย์ถามว่าชั่วโมงนี้รถติดหรือเปล่า
อ๋อชั่วโมงนี้รถติดไหมครับ 5,000นั่น
ไม่ติด
รถติดไหมช่วงนี้
ติดไหม
ติดนะครับ
โอ้ใครบอกติดนะสิทธิ์โรจน์เหรอเรื่องการพิเศษ
เจตโรจน์บอก
ครับ
เราบอกติดแล้วเหรอเปลี่ยนไปติดแล้วเหรอเมื่อกี้นี้
เจตโรจน์บอกติดครับอาจารย์
ทำไมถึงติดสิทธิ์โรจน์
ค่าโฟมัน1,300เองว่ะ
เฮ้ยอะไรนะ
ค่าโฟมัน1,300ไม่ใช่ไหมครับ15 นาทีประมาณ
อะไรไม่5 นาทีนะอะไร5 นาทีไม่มี5 นาทีตรงนี้เลยไม่มีเลย
มันติดปะครับเพราะว่ามันมากกว่า capacity ใน
อะไรครับ
เป็น
โลกปกติ
มันติดเพราะว่ามันมากกว่า capacity ครับเพราะว่าถ้าเราเอามันเป็น15 นาทีถ้าเราคิดเป็นชั่วโมงก็จะมากกว่า capacity ที่รับได้ป่ะครับ
โอ้ interesting นะครับ interesting นะครับ capacity มัน 5,000 ก็จริงนะครับแต่ถ้าคุณคิด flow rate นะครับ Q ในแต่ละ15 นาทีคุณจะสังเกต
มันมากกว่า 5,000
ใช่ชั่วโมงเนี้ยเริ่มติดตรงเนี้ยตัวนี้ติดไหมเนี่ย Q เท่ากับเท่าไหร่เนี่ย
4,800ครับไม่ติด
4,800นี่ไม่ติดครับ15 นาทีแรกไม่ติดครับโอเคนะจะเริ่มติดanother 50 minutes เท่าไหร่เนี่ย 5,600 ใช่ไหมเนี่ยตัวเนี้ยติดแล้ว
ใช่ครับ 5,600 ครับอันนี้ติดครับ
แย่แล้วเพราะมันไปได้แค่ 5,000 เข้าใจความหมายไหมครับเข้าใจไหมมันไปได้แค่ 5,000 ครับมันไปได้แค่ 5,000 คันต่อชั่วโมง per rate โอเค so start congested during 4:45 to 5:50 นะครับตัวนี้ Q เท่ากับ 4,400 600 คันนี้จะมาหมด Q จะหมดที่ตรงนี้600 คันที่ทบอยู่ตรงนี้จะมาเติมเข้า15 นาทีนี้ Q จะเริ่มหมดนะครับที่15 นาทีนี้แล้วตัวนี้ก็ไม่ติดแล้วนะอันนี้ก็ 4,900 okay now we have 10-minute break okay and we're gonna start a new chapter here okay okay any question okay take a break 10 minutes okay come back at 7:10 okay 7:10 thank you